Hi folks, welcome to another episode of the Single Dad's Cookbook, and I welcome you on my journey to see if I can get myself better and see if I can get reduce the recently diagnosed type 2 diabetes. So, on my journey in removing complex carbohydrates out of my diet, I'm looking to more ways of introducing more vegetables and protein into my diet. So if you are new to the channel, please think about subscribing. If you want to follow my journey, and I'll keep giving you updates on how it's going, I again press the subscribe button, and so you can follow along with my journey. And this is a little bit of, if you are suffering with type 2 diabetes just like myself, let's see if we can get a healthier diet in reducing that. So what I'm making now is I'm going to have a lovely chicken and vegetable stir fry, I suppose you could call it, with homemade salsa, but I've actually hit the salsa up, so it just gives it another depthy flavour. So as you've seen me, if you've been watching the videos, you've seen me butcher the chicken and tidying it up. What I do want to say, just before I do go in and just talking through what I'm doing, I do want to say thank you very much for all the lovely comments on the video where I decided to tell everyone why I never posted. If you've not watched that video, like I say, hit the subscribe button, and you can go and find that video. But all I'm doing here is butchering a bit of the chicken breast. I'm slicing it into, well, it was halves, and then it was quite fat, that bit, so I cut it again into 3 pieces. Then I'm just going to slice it up into thin stripes, and then I'm going to put it in a bowl. So the chicken's been cut up in a bowl. I'm going to add in some smoked paprika, because when I was doing a lot of research, it is veg, it is protein, cutting out the carbs, all that kind of stuff. But I wanted to add flavour, because the thing about when I had to any diets I've been on in the past, I didn't stick to them because it wasn't tasty. So into here I've got some turmeric, which again is good for you, some ground cumin, and I'm going to add in half a teaspoon, or tablespoon I should say, of honey. So there is a bit of sugars, okay, but it's natural sugar, it's not refined sugar, and it's only a tiny little bit. You'll see how much I'm adding in here. There's also a couple of crushed garlic cloves in there as well, just to make just again a bit of flavour into it. And you can see there, literally half a tablespoon. You don't have to put that in. Again, it just adds a little bit of sweetness, and when you put the chicken into the hot pan, it just gives that a bit of caramelization as well. So you've got that. Now what I also add in is a chilli. Just again, you can finely chop it, you can leave it out. It is up to you. All I'm doing with this, so a finger chilli, is I'm just going to slice it down the middle, and I'm going to pop that in. That goes in, give it a bit of mix, seal that, and that goes in the fridge. You can use this chicken for chicken and rice, if anything really. Like I'm using chicken and veg. Anything that you want to put with chicken, you can put it in. Now, I've got a few veg here, so I've got broccoli, a carrot, portobello mushrooms, a pepper, and then some onions. And all I'm going to do with the portobello mushrooms is I'm going to slice them up. Now, I'm actually going to roast the portobello mushrooms and the carrot, because I want to release the sweetness from the carrot. So again, you got to remember the thing with diabetes is everything's got sugar in it, but it's what type of sugar. So you just want to make sure if you are craving that little bit of sweetness, roast some carrots, just and a little bit of oil. I'm adding a little bit of chili flakes and stuff, which I'll show you in a second. But I've got the mushrooms. I've put them in a bowl. I'm going to thinly slice the pepper, just chopping round like I always do. Watch your fingers, and then you're just going to, instead of quartering it, you're just going to thinly slice it. That's it, nice and straightforward. Like I always say, guys, cooking is all about what you want and how your family taste buds. I'm doing this because I want to get more veg into, well, myself, basically, for my health, but also into my family, so that they're eating properly. With the onion, I'm just thinly slicing it. I actually only used half an onion, didn't need the other one. Now with the carrot, all I'm going to do is thinly slice it. Again, watch your fingers. So just cut it into quarters, then thinly slice along the edge. Because you want it to roast and release the sugars, but you want it to do it in a relatively quick time. Because you're just going to bring it all together just at the very end. So that's in. You've got your carrot, the broccoli. All I'm going to do here is I'm going to just take a couple of florets. I'm going to get rid of the stem because, again, if you're not used to eating like broccoli is like this, you don't want to be chewing on a fibrous bit. So just cut them into pieces. Got all your veg. Now with the mushrooms, I'm just going to give them a quick coating of olive oil because you don't want them to burn. The oven's on at 180 degrees Celsius. Okay, some black pepper. We're going to put in next some smoked paprika. And we're going to give that a good mix in it. I'm going to put in some, put the carrots in with them, give them a good shake around. The good thing about having the bowl, you can just give it a bit of a whirl around in it. So just toss them around. Now, I add the flavours to the mushrooms because the mushrooms will absorb all the spices before I add that in. Then I'm adding some chili flakes in. So again, just another little kick, just as a flavour profile. So you've got that going. And that's ready. So we've got the mushrooms and the carrots ready in the oven. We're going to parboil or blanch the broccoli. And then we're going to just start assembling the thing as we go. So let's get this party started, really. And I honestly, while I'm doing that, I want to say thank you very much for all the kind messages. It amazes me where you guys watch all over the world. It's been a year since we started this journey together. From some me cutting a carrot that was for 5 minutes to now. So I will try and get better as I go. But again, it's just nice and rustic. So I've got the onions and the peppers in. So we've got the broccoli on. That's blanching. I've got a nice hot pan with some olive oil in it. I'm going to cook the peppers and the onions. Get them till we're happy. Got a little pan. Now, that looks like it's a lot of oil. It's not. I don't know what happened there. And then we're going to cook some finely chopped up an onion. If you want to watch how I make my normal salsa, there is a video on that, and I'll put that a card up for you, so you don't have to have it. This is the exact same, not the exact same, because I add a bit of garlic in, and I add a bit of chilli into this. But it's just warmed up. That's as simple as that. I'm just heating it up. So onions are going in because I want them to get a bit of colour. I don't want them to get lots of colour on there. Broccoli there. And we're starting to move. So broccoli's done. That's blanched. Get that in with the peppers and the onions. Give that a toss. And we're going to start, because now what we want to do is we want to get some of that flavour onto the broccoli. So we've got the broccoli and so once we're happy with that, we're going to take it off the heat and we're going to put the broccoli and the pepper and onion mix into a bowl just to keep it so it's cooked. Back into the frying pan, a little touch more oil, and then we're going to put the chicken in. Up to you whether you want to put the garlic and the chilli in. I'll leave it out. Any little bits that are in there, I fish them out. They've done their job. So, and now we want to get that on a nice high heat, and we're going to let that cook through. So, while the chicken's cooking, I've also chopped up some 3 fresh tomatoes, a chilli, some coriander, and some garlic. Now, the reason I've done that is quite simply because you could use passata. You could turn these into enchiladas, completely down to you. When I was looking at it, the passata and even tinned tomatoes, there's quite a lot of sugars going into that, which again just means I've got to start cooking up these little sauces from scratch. And maybe I'll look at, I don't know, seeing what type of sauces we can make that aren't too difficult. So you can see there that onions are just starting to pick up a little bit of colour. So we want to now start adding in the garlic. And once you've done that and it cooked for a couple of minutes, you want to get in your tomatoes. And like I say, this is just your regular, like a salsa that you would make and you just put in a bowl. The only difference is I'm heating it up. So it's just, again, another bit, slightly different dimension. That's all. So tomatoes go in. You want them to reduce a little bit. So just break them down and let them cook through. If I was going to do this again, I'd probably do it in a slightly bigger pan rather than a tiny little saute pan, but it's what I had. So let's get that going. Giving that a mash down, get everything back in there. Chicken's done. How you know your chicken's done is how I normally do it, is if I can cut it in half with the spatula with pretty much no resistance. Apart from that bit. But yeah, chicken's done. So, or almost done. There you go. We're going to add in all the veg back in. Well, the peppers and the broccoli. Then, I've not forgot about the carrots and the mushrooms that are roasting away. So into the hot salsa, watch your fingers. Get any loose bits, get them back in the frying pan. That's the thing about using the spoon, throws it all over your worktop. Waste not, want not. That was a chilli, one of those finger chilies going in. So we're going to mix that. So again, just to give it a little bit of kick. Don't have to do it. Completely down to you. I suppose is it a salsa or is it a chutney? I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments. I'm sure you will do. Um, and then once we're happy with that's cooking in, going to add in a big bunch of coriander. And we're going to add in some lemon juice, half a lemon juice. Watching any seeds that fall in. Dropped a couple in there. Get them in a second. And then you're just cooking that through. Now you can, if you wanted to, you could then take this out, give it a blitz, turn it into an enchilada sauce, like I said. Just change a few things. Your filling's already done. Give that a stir in, let it cook through. I wanted it as like I said, a warm salsa just to go with this because of how I served it. Get all that in the pan. Then we're going to move back into the main event, and we've added in our carrots and our mushrooms. We're going to give that a toss. Then we are going to give it a try. Perfect, honestly. Then we are going to plate up. Guys, this is my journey, and I hope you guys stick along for the ride. I will give updates, and the dishes will be slightly different to what you're used to seeing, but they will be relatively healthier. This, like I say, this is predominantly lots of veg, bit of protein, very little carbs. The carbohydrates that I used is coming up is I got some whole grain wraps, cut them in half, and we served it. That's how I served it for me and the family, and it's all done. And you can see there, like, it's overflowing, but it's overflowing with the right stuff. You know, there's carrot, there's mushrooms, there's broccoli, there's onion, there's peppers in there. The salsa's got tomatoes, the onion, the chilli, the garlic, so the coriander, a bit of lemon juice. It's all made from scratch. You know what's in it, and it's all good for you. And like I say, I got some whole grain, whole wheat wraps. So again, better for you. And there you have it. Guys, I hope you're looking after yourself and each other out there. From my family to yours, as always, I'm on a new journey. Thanks very much for watching. Till the next time, Single Dad, signing off.